In this video, we're going to go over how to upload a YouTube URL, grab the transcripts, and then analyzing it using our FalconsAI Arc of the Conversation model. So we're just going to jump into Google AI Studio, and here's where I'll just put in the prompt. Let's just generate an application that when a YouTube video URL is placed into the input field, it will grab the transcript, and then leveraging the FalconsAI Arc of the Conversation model, I'll paste in the URL to the model, the actual model here. Let's hit run. It says, okay, so now Google Video or Google AI Studio is starting up. It's taking in the instructions, and there's the Streamlit code in Python, obviously. Just highlight some of the structure. So we're going to copy that. And then what we'll do is we'll open up a terminal. I'm on Ubuntu, so we're going to go ahead and create our requirements.txt file. So we'll touch requirements.txt to create that. Then we're going to go ahead and create our app.py file the same way. So we'll go ahead, now we're going to open up the app.py and paste in the code that we just copied from Google AI Studio. We'll save that. Now let's go ahead and open up our, or we're going to go ahead and grab the actual libraries that we need to install. So we're going to copy those into our requirements.txt file. Let's go ahead and put a separator in there, put each library on its own line, save that. Now we're going to go ahead and open up our conda environment. I already have a conda environment active, so we're going to go ahead and say conda environment or conda activate our environment. Then we're going to do pip install -r for our requirements.txt file, and that should install all of the requirements that we need to run this application. Once that's complete, we can go ahead and let's go ahead and clear the terminal, and then we're going to go ahead and run our Streamlit app, right? So that's Streamlit run app.py, and that should launch a browser. And so here we are. We can go ahead and once it loads.
So there's some signals that exist in the record books, right? And to some that means the aliens have already.
I'm going to use this little talk from Neil deGrasse Tyson. There's the extracted transcript, and there's the output from the Arc of the Conversation model. So it just goes in, like, it's not a summary, it's actually better than a summary, and there's a description of the importance of Arc of the Conversation in the video description. And then there at the end it just says the discussion of the Arc moved from initial identification of the problem through a detailed explanation of the source to the identification of specific problems, potential solutions. One thing that I will have you notice that when you first run this application, it's going to take a minute to go ahead and download the file. This is obviously dependent on your internet speeds, and so you should see this. Do not be frightened or wonder what's happening. This is actually the Hugging Face library downloading. Hugging Face library actually downloading the model for you to use. The great part about this is, once that model gets downloaded, it only has to get downloaded one time, and then it's going to run local. It's a very light model, so you can see all of the specs on the actual model page, which is also going to be a link in the description of the video. One last thing I wanted to point out was that it actually uses the Transformers pipeline to call the correct model in the code. So I have to give Google AI Studio a lot of credit for that. Thank you for your time. This has been Arc of the Conversation with FalconsAI using Streamlit in Google Studio in under 4 minutes to write your own application. 125.